Many people think that gold is just a shiny metal you lock away and, it's, has no value because that's the garbage that we're fed. But what if I told you that it might just make a difference in seeing you through the financial chaos that, frankly, we're already walking through? And what that really means is that when governments panic, gold is the test. And last week, the U.S. gave us a pop quiz. Do you remember? This was like on Friday. Swiss gold trading takes a spotlight in trade talks with Trump because obviously Switzerland is one of the gold hubs of the world. And in fact, you can kind of see it in this little chart here of the largest gold refiners in the world. Well, guess what? Most of them are Swiss. 5 out of the 9. So Switzerland refines up to 70% of the world's gold, but they don't mine it. They process it. And the U.S. trade deficit spiked and gold got caught in the crossfire. But Customs and Border Protection quietly reclassified them. And suddenly, bullion in shipments froze. Then came confusion. Was it a misclassification? Was it a test? A toe in the water to see how the world would react, how you would react. The Swiss National Bank argued that outside gold exports to the U.S. shouldn't be included when analyzing the trade relationship between the two economies because gold is special and not manufactured, but rather processed. But look at this rush to the physical gold that occurred during the COVID crisis and again in the first half of the quarter of this year. What does that tell you? Well, it tells me that physical gold is the true flight to safety asset. And frankly, actions speak louder than words. But what I want to really bring to your attention is what gold was targeted. Because out of nowhere, the U.S. slapped a 39% tariff on Swiss gold bars. Monetary gold. Those big 1 kilo and 1 ounce bricks as a start, as a test. But traders froze and markets panicked. And then just as suddenly, they said, oops, that might have been a mistake. Was it a test? Was it a mistake? Or what really happened? Because if this was indeed a test, what does that tell you? So here's the twist. And this is why I only buy collectible gold. I don't feel the same way about silver, as you guys know. But the collectible gold coins were not part of the tariff mess, nor are they likely to ever be because they are in a different classification. It's really simple. That's why I personally only hold gold collectible coins, other than the couple pieces that you see me use as examples. And that's why Zang Enterprise teaches strategic positioning. This is really how you protect yourself. This chart is showing you gold in terms of the Swiss franc. And you can see that it's up almost 34% just in the last year. Just like they were testing during the regional bank crisis, and they were testing people's response to bail-ins or not bail-ins. I think this was a test. But you've got all these very smart people that are doing it. And so this is what I think you need to do. I think you need to call us and put in your sound money strategy and do that ASAP. I mean, come on, what are you waiting for? Build those local community networks for food, water, energy, security, your barter ability, your wealth preservation. Community is arguably the most important. and shelter, because these are all the things that we need to lead a reasonable standard of living. But I hope that you can absolutely see that when desperate governments do desperate things, and when they attack gold, they attack the monetary gold, because that's 98% of all the gold that's above ground. It's only 2%, less than 2% in the collectible gold. And you're not going above the fundamental value of an ounce of gold. If you still are counting on Wall Street to give you any level of good price discovery, you really need to think again, and you need to think for yourselves. And I know with what I see going on with the AI and all of that, that they really are trying to get us to be dumber. Right? To dumb us down so that they can do all of our thinking for us. But guess what doesn't surveil you? Guess what doesn't magically, without you realizing it, change? That is physical gold and physical silver. If we do not get physical redeemable gold back in our monetary system, you're going to get a whole lot more of this. And yeah, they'll encourage you, AI and knowing how you are and how you think, they will encourage you to tokenize all of your wealth and to spend it. And then where will you be? Better, maybe. I don't know. Up to you. But maybe it's better to build that community around you, locally, to create surety. I mean, this is what we happen to have, coming from our garden right now. We've got jujubes, which are one of my favorite things. I mean, there's 75% of all the vitamin C an adult needs in a day in this one little jujube that I grew on my property. Eggplants, basil, it smells so good in here. Everything else, I mean, food becomes the single biggest issue for most people as we go through these transitions. And with some people, a lot of people, having to break that food purchase up into 4 easy payments, except you got to eat every day. So I see a big problem. We need to come together in community and create surety in all of those mantra pieces: food, water, energy, security, barterability, wealth preservation, community, and shelter. People need to be aware of what's happening. They can't just walk through this blindly. And when they give us a test like they just did, you need to believe them. That was one thing my mother always said, and I taught my children too. People will show you who they are. Believe them. I believe this was a test that reinforces all of the reasons why personally I prefer the collectible gold. I still have gold, but it's in a different classification that historically has been exempt from confiscation. You guys have absolutely, I hope you know how energized I am after these sessions. No matter what I might feel like going into them, just spending this afternoon with you is really and truly one of my most favorite things that I do, and extremely important to me, extremely important. So I want to thank all of you for being here and being part of this community. And until next we meet, please be safe out there. Bye-bye.